Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week.
Former President Donald Trump will be hosting a rally in Wilkes-Barre Township on Saturday, August 17th. The rally will be held at the Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza. During the rally, Trump will deliver remarks beginning at 4 p.m. Doors will open at 12 p.m. Anyone interested in attending can register for tickets in advance on Donald Trump's website. The trial for a Hazleton man charged with murder has been postponed until 2025. Jefe de Jesus Rodriguez is facing robbery and homicide charges following an incident in December of 2020 when he allegedly shot and killed the convenience store clerk at Craig's Food Mart in Hazleton. Jury selection for Rodriguez's trial was scheduled to begin on Monday, August 12th. According to officials, the trial was delayed due to the unavailability of a prosecution expert witness. Officials say the witness, who is a DNA expert, was in a car accident last week and was not available to testify. As a result, jury selection for the trial has been postponed to January 13th. Rodriguez remains behind bars at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility without bail.
Emergency crews report that 4 people and 6 pets have been displaced following a Monday morning fire in Wilkes-Barre. According to officials, the fire broke out on Madison Street just after midnight. The majority of the fire was quickly extinguished, but fire crews remained at the scene for about 2.5 hours. 4 people, 4 dogs, and 2 birds were all able to evacuate safely and are now receiving assistance from the American Red Cross. The Wilkes-Barre fire inspector has determined that the cause of the fire was the misuse of extension cords and power strips that overheated.
A new female Boy Scout troop has come to the Freeland area. Troop 473G in Freeland is one of many girl troops that have formed in recent years following an announcement in 2018 that girls will be able to participate in the Scouts BSA program. Under the revised program, girls can earn the same merit badges and ranks as male scouts, including the highest rank of Eagle. Since the unit formed earlier this year, the scouts have participated in a wide variety of activities, including camping, canoeing, and community service. We spoke with one of the scouts, Azriel Malloy, who said one of her favorite activities so far was learning how to operate a canoe.
Well, we learned how to work the canoe, how to turn it. We all got to do different positions on the canoe and learn how to just work as a team to move the boat.
As the unit continues to grow, Scout leader Erica Yannick said they are always looking for new scouts and adult leaders.
If anybody's interested, we're here, Freeland American Legion, in the back room, most Tuesdays at 6:30. We are looking for all ages, boy, male or female, and adults. And we could always use helpers. You know, anybody who is willing to come in and help the youth, the community.
Anyone interested in joining the unit can contact Kenneth Wenner at 570-401-4564. The unit meets at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday evenings at the Freeland American Legion. Multiple fire crews responded to a fire on State Route 940 in Hazel Township on Tuesday evening. According to officials, crews were called to the scene around 10 p.m. for reports of a brush fire. The call was later upgraded to a working commercial structure fire. Upon arriving at the scene, officials say a heavy fire was seen throughout an abandoned mine site scale house. Crews operated at the scene for about an hour. Tankers from Foster Township, Valley Regional McAdoo, Sugarloaf Township, and Shepton Fire all assisted at the scene in addition to the Hazel Township Fire and Rescue.
Lackawanna College announced plans on Wednesday to merge with a Philadelphia-based institution. Under the proposed merger, Lackawanna College would merge with Pierce College to form the largest private, nonprofit, open enrollment college in Pennsylvania. According to officials, under the merger agreement, Pierce College will take on Lackawanna College's name beginning in the summer of 2026. Officials say the merger will allow the colleges to increase their presence and offerings and will give Lackawanna College the ability to offer master's degree programs already offered by Pierce. Prior to the merger, Lackawanna College already had facilities in Hazleton, Scranton, Covington Township, Tunkhannock, Sunbury, and Towanda. Meanwhile, Pierce operates primarily online, focusing on career-focused and certificate programs for adults. Officials estimate that the preliminary competition of the merger will take place in July of 2025, with the name change going into effect in July of 2026.
Coming up on Wyln News, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Bloomsburg Part 4. Plus, we check in with State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's Weekly Update. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
The Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health have come together, two leading health systems dedicated to improving the well-being of our communities and offering you a broader access to uncompromising high-quality care, stronger together for you.
Hi, my name is Lorelai, and I'm 7 years old, and tomorrow it's going great.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hi everybody. This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, I'm inviting Tyree Harris. He has an autistic son. He'll talk about that. He had neck fusion and how chiropractic could be gentle but still effective. So tune in this week.
Living along the Susquehanna River can pose its risks. Bloomsburg has flooded many times over the years. One of the worst came on March 9, 1904, which was exacerbated by a massive ice jam in the river that had formed during brutally cold stretches earlier that winter. Heavy rains broke the ice jam and caused extensive damage along the Susquehanna, as the ice destroyed almost every bridge along the river through Danville. In Bloomsburg, the floodwaters reached a record of 32.7 feet, almost a foot and a half more than what flooded the town during Hurricane Agnes in 1972. In some cases, the flood reached as high as second-floor windows throughout Bloomsburg, and the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds were completely submerged. And even after the floodwaters retreated, ice chunks as tall as passing trains could be seen alongside Bloomsburg's tracks through late April. And then there were the ostriches. They came to Columbia County because local resident William Henry Heil had a dream of helping the downtrodden masses earn money. He believed an ostrich farm might be the way to do so, having seen, from personal visits to South Africa, how coveted the bird's feathers, eggs, and meat were in the global market. He thus founded a corporation, to be known as the African Ostrich Farm and Feather Company, with $1 million in capital, and purchased 150 acres just outside Bloomsburg to raise and process the 40 ostriches he'd imported from Africa, the first ostriches to be raised in northern latitudes. The farm, which had steam pipes buried underneath sand to keep the birds warm, opened in 1910. For a time, guests flocked to the farm by rail from as far away as Scranton and Williamsport to see the ostriches plucked for a quarter admission, as well as take in the horses, cattle, and pigs that also populated the farm. But then Heil ran into a problem. The ostriches would not breed in Pennsylvania's colder climate. Desperate to overcome this issue, he hired a Bloomsburg barber who had experience hatching turkey and goose eggs to work on it. The barber did successfully hatch 42 ostrich eggs, but refused to divulge the secrets, a position that became ironclad when Heil broke into his basement to find out the answers for himself. By 1915, ostrich feathers had fallen out of favor in the fashion world, and the farm was deep in debt, its ostrich population having dwindled down to just 2. Seeing the writing on the wall, Heil put the farm up for auction and sold the last pair of ostriches to a Bloomsburg restaurant owner for $25, thus ending his dream of making the world better through ostrich breeding. Several decades later, though, another Bloomsburg native would have a much more successful career working with animals. George Keller was born in Bloomsburg in 1897. As a young child, he enjoyed staging mock circuses with the neighborhood pets. After graduating from Columbia, he took a teaching position at Bloomsburg University, the beginning of a nearly 30-year tenure in the university's arts department. By 1932, though, Keller was feeling bored in his position and hoping something more interesting would come his way. That year, his wish would be granted when he received an unexpected package from a friend in the mail, a crate containing a baby mountain lion with a note reading, "Here, Keller, train this," attached. Keller decided to take up the challenge and managed to train the cub in his garage, ultimately selling it to a circus. Deciding he enjoyed working with big cats, Keller would begin purchasing lions, tigers, cheetahs, and leopards along with mountain lions and started performing part-time with them at small carnivals and circuses. He would get his big break in 1942, performing in the piers at Atlantic City. Throughout the 1940s, he would take longer and longer hiatuses from Bloomsburg University to perform with his cats, until finally, after the 1949-50 school year, he left academia behind to become a full-time lion tamer. Stints with numerous circuses, including the Pollock Brothers, Rudy Brothers, and Tom's Pack circuses followed. Keller was notable in not using either a chair or whip in his act, getting his cats to perform through hand motions alone. He would gain wide exposure in 1955 when Walt Disney hired him to come to the then brand new Disneyland to perform in Fantasyland's Mickey Mouse Club Circus. Keller's Jungle Killers, as his act was called at the happiest place on earth, would put on shows in Fantasyland through September 1956, long after the Mickey Mouse Club Circus's other acts had vacated the tent. Following his tenure at Disneyland, Keller continued performing across the nation, having a memorable run with Ringling Brothers in 1960. His act would come to a sudden end on October 14th of that year at a show in Corpus Christi. In the middle of his act, Keller would suffer a massive heart attack and fell down dead in the middle of the ring. While his assistant moved quickly to get the cats out of the ring, the audience would give Keller one last applause. Walt Disney would also inspire another Bloomsburg native to build his own railroad park. A trip to Disneyland with his family gave Carol Stahl, who had previously owned the Valley Novelty Works toy company, the idea to make a railroad attraction in the Bloomsburg area. He began by purchasing a locomotive called the Durango and 4 cabooses in 1955. After 8 years of acquiring more stock, the Carroll Park and Western Railroad opened alongside Route 11 just east of Bloomsburg in 1964. Guests could climb aboard Stahl's trains and go for a ride along a 2-mile track that looped alongside the highway and south to Old Berwick Road. Adjoining the train depot was the mock western town of Deadwood Flats, eventually featuring operational stores selling refreshments and souvenirs. In April 1968, the attraction was used as a filming site for the Molly Maguires, with Stahl himself making a cameo in the film as an engineer. Carol Stahl's death in 1972 would mark the end of his railroad attraction. While several other owners attempted to keep the trains rolling, the Carroll Park and Western closed by 1975. Deadwood Flats buildings would subsequently be used as a flea market for close to 20 years afterwards.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brux night guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards that I tried, which is a good thing because it doesn't make me gag. It could fit on the top or the bottom of the teeth. It's lightweight and super comfortable. Now the Brux night guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Go to bruxnightguard.com and use the promo code to activate your special TV offer. That's bruxnightguard.com. Order today and take advantage of this special TV offer. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to Watro's Weekly Update. I'm here as always with State Representative Dane Watro. Dane, how's it going today?
Very good. Thank you again, and WYLN for having me here and talk about state issues that's going on. So I appreciate you very much.
Absolutely. Always great to have you on here and telling us about what's going on here in the community. So for this upcoming week, I know you have a lot of really exciting events coming up for the community. The first of which is a license plate replacement event that's happening here in Hazel Township. So could you tell us a bit about that event?
Yeah, that's a really important event. So a lot of people experience, we heard coming into the office, their license plates peeling or just old and they can't read the numbers anymore. So what we decided to do, meaning we, Senator Argel and myself, we decided to hold a license plate event where our constituents from our district could come in and we'll have a police officer there with us that they'll go ahead and sign off on it and we'll get you your replacement license plate within a very short period of time. So there's an inspection process that has to take place with the law enforcement officer. But like I said, it's going to be a one-stop shop. Come see us. It's free. That's very important to know because in today's society or today's economy, people can't afford much of anything. So, and this is a good thing. Like I said, it's free of charge. Come in, get your license plate, and get it replaced. So, very important to have a readable, legible license plate.
Absolutely. It's great to have a free event like this that's provides a really important service to have here. Just as it's very important to just make sure that your license plate on your vehicle is just recognizable in the case of an emergency.
Yep. Very true.
Yep.
Very true. I'm trying to get my own sister there because her license plate is starting to peel away too. I'm like, you come and see me next week.
Right. Yeah. And that event will be taking place from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Hazel Township. You can RSVP for the event with the phone number, which we will have on screen right here. So yeah, definitely come out for that event. I know the other event you also have on the same day actually is an ice cream social, which you're doing with Senator Argel. So can you tell us a bit about that social?
Yeah, that's a good one. Who doesn't like ice cream? So that ice cream social, it's going to be more like a town hall meeting. Just we want to hear your concerns. We want to hear what's going on in the community that you're seeing. You live in the community. You live in these different locations in the district. We want to hear from you. We want to know how we can make it better, going to Harrisburg and fighting for your wants and needs. And you get to eat ice cream with us. So that's going to be a real neat event to attend. One thing I know we were talking before going on air, I was discussing on how to get information out to people. And the best way to do that is definitely through, if you have Facebook, I know I'm old. A lot of people say, my daughter, she's 16, says, Dad, we don't use Facebook anymore. But I do have X as well, and all that stuff. So social media is very key to getting out our information, because it seems that's the way things are trending right now. We do try to get as much information into the newspaper as well, and thankfully you and WYLN gives us this great opportunity to discuss what we're doing and how we're fighting for our constituents down in Harrisburg. In addition to social media, every week on a Friday morning, I do a weekly email blast. So if you go to repwatro.com, you can sign up for a weekly email that tells you what's going on with me, what I'm doing, how I'm working for you, and upcoming events that are super important. Another super important event we're having coming up here within the next month is going to be our Senior Citizens Expo. And we have dozens upon dozens upon dozens of vendors at the Laurel Mall. And maybe next week or the following week, we can go ahead and lean on that and discuss that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely a great way to figure out what exactly is going on here in the community. And even as you said, well, not everyone uses platforms like Facebook. It is a very useful way for many people to figure out what's going on here in the community. So we definitely appreciate having that.
Thank you.
For those interested in coming to the Ice Creams Town Hall with Dane Watrow, it will be on August 20th at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So definitely RSVP for that, and definitely check that out. And is there anything else that you want to discuss here today?
No, that's really about it. That's two main events coming up there, and making sure everybody's signing on to our weekly email updates blast that goes out. repwatro.com, sign up, and automatically you'll receive those weekly updates on what's happening. Information's key. Information's knowledge. So I just definitely encourage that.
Absolutely. Information is definitely key. So as always, I want to thank Dane Watrow for joining us here on Watrow's Weekly Update, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome back to Feel Good Friday. I'm joined by Dr. John. Dr. John, how are you?
I'm grateful for these tips. Hopefully in 1 minute we can change people's lives.
That is the goal, and that is absolutely awesome if we even change one person's life.
True.
But today we're going to talk about chiropractic after surgery. Can you get it? What's the deal with that?
You know, many of my patients will say to me, 7 years ago I had a disc fusion in my lower back or my neck, or they had hip replacements or shoulder surgeries, and they get this idea that once they've been surgically altered, they cannot see a chiropractor. You know, don't get me wrong. If Ryan has rotator cuff surgery, don't come to me for a couple weeks. Let it heal. So if you have back surgery or open heart surgery, let that area heal. But once it is healed, maybe 6 weeks later, you can always see a chiropractor no matter what the surgery is. Let's say I met a girl yesterday. She fractured skiing years ago, her T12L1 area. So she has always had pain below that. So I told her, she's only 21 years old, that I would never touch her old fractured injury. But I bet you to fracture that, she slipped on a slope, that her lower back is probably misaligned. I said, you think about it, no pressure. So any past injuries, any past back fractures even, you can still see a chiropractor. Let them know which area has been operated on, which area has been fractured or surgically altered. That area, my advice is, a good chiropractor knows, don't touch that area, but you can work above. So let's say you fracture this. Adjust his spine, his neck, his lower back. Ryan feels so much better. He stayed away from the old surgical site. So you can still see a chiropractor after any surgery you've had.
Very valuable advice today. I'd like to thank Dr. John for joining us on this episode of Feel Good Friday, and we'll see you next time.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Attention, WYLN viewers. WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.